Hi there, my name is Pam, and when times are better and we're not all confined, I do teach knitting and crochet and sewing and stuff at the community center. So when we aren't all confined to our various houses and stuff like that, come and join me. You get hold of the community center and you can find out when the programs are going and stuff. Anyhow, my name is Pam, and I'm going to show you just basic crochet right now. And this I'll show you basically a dishcloth, but I mean, you can expand upon this. You can turn it into a blanket, you can turn it into a scarf, you can turn it into anything. I will show you how to do your chain to get going on it, to do single crochet, and to do double crochet. And crochet is really just a series of knots, that's all it is. The nice thing about crochet is when you drop a stitch, it goes back and forth along the row. It doesn't go down like knitting does. So it's easier. Also, because you're only using one implement, you don't have two knitting needles to worry about. It's a little simpler. It does use more wool, so you have to be conscious of that. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do, I think we'll do 20 chain. And as a base for our little dishcloth. Like I said, you can make it as big or as little as you want. You can call it a dishcloth, you can call it a scarf, you can call it anything you want. You need a slip knot, okay? There it is. That is a slip knot. And I said we're gonna chain 20. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, need more wool, 19, 20. Okay, there you go. 20 chains. It's not going to be a very big dishcloth. I always chain 1 to turn. Okay, and I'm turning to go back. I'm not going in that one, I'm going in the very next one. And this is going to be single crochet. Okay, you've got a loop over here. Go into the top of the chain, pull it through. You've got 2, take it off. That's a single crochet. Go into the next one. There. Into the next one. See, it's starting to look like something. I'll try and keep it straight so you can see what I'm doing. This is single crochet. Regardless of what item you're doing, I would be inclined to do a single crochet first as sort of a base. I mean, even if you want to do double or whatever, it just kind of makes it tighter and lay better, and just a better idea. But because you're going to be making your own garments, you can do whatever you please. It's a nice thing about crochet and knitting, you know. You can kind of do what you want. Nobody says it has to be this way or it has to be another way. It's a personal thing. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. I mean, something like this, you don't need a pattern for. You can just do it. But as time progresses and as things get better and we can get together at the community center, I mean, sometimes it's good to be able to read the patterns. Okay, I'm at the end of the row. Okay. There's our little row. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm going to turn, but I chain 1 to turn, because otherwise you just need to. Now I'm coming back, and I'm going to take, there's 2 loops here. I don't know if you can see. And in this instance, I'm going to go into both of them, okay? for the dishcloth, this is the best way to do it. Go into both of them. It's also easier than trying to split the two. The two is just the top. I don't know if I can pull it apart so you can see it better. You can see it from the top. There's two loops there. When I shove the loop in, see? See, there's two of them. This is the single crochet. You can see the little indentation. Just push a hook in there and it works. This, incidentally, is a 6 mil or a number 4 hook. And for this, or if you're using some really nice heavy cotton for your dishcloth, this hook would be about the right size. If you're going to get serious about it, about crochet or knitting, it's worthwhile buying like a full set of needles and stuff. Pretty well every wool you need something different for. And if your hook is too thin, too fine, or your needle, it just makes it harder. It makes it harder for you to work with it. If you have the right size hook for the right size wool, life will be much, much better. Getting near the end. You'll find that the first couple you do will probably not have nice even edges because you'll stop short. Oops, I'm trying to do a double here. This is not the thing to do. See, you might be inclined to finish there, but this is your last stitch here. So you have to kind of remember that. That one I only picked up one loop, and you can see it. See, there's the other one there. So go in and pick them both up. Okay? Chain 1 to turn. I'll do one more row of the single. Now you're going to go right into that one there. Nice single crochet, nice and easy. Oops. I always like to pick up the 2 loops because it makes it stronger. Some patterns you'll pick up 1 because it'll look like it makes it look like a rib. It's quite neat. Okay, this time, this is the singles, okay? It's a nice firm weave. This time I'm going to go back and I'm going to do double crochet. So, because I want to do double, I will chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn my hook. A lot of people don't bother turning. I like to. But because you've got chain 3, this is going to constitute 1 double crochet. So we won't go in the first one. We'll put our line over and we'll go into the second. And now we have 3, 2 off, and 2 off. Over, get that out of the way. Over, in, into our little hole there. 2 off, 2 off. Into the next one. 2 and 2. Actually, this stuff feels quite good. It might make a nice dishcloth. in order to have your work looking really neatly, it's important to have your tension. Your tension remains the same, and that is something that will come the more you practice, the more you do it. It just instantly, it doesn't happen. You just gotta keep working at it. Maybe your first projects will be perfect, you never know. Or they might be kind of tight and loose and tight, but that's okay. Just keep on doing it until it feels comfortable. You'll find the way I hold the wool is my way. The way you hold your wool will be your way. And there's no right way or wrong way to do it. It's just what is comfortable for you. This is the double crochet, which is a wonderful stitch because it gives you can see there's the double crochet. It gives you twice the depth of a single crochet, and it's quite nice. You can see through it, especially like for dishcloths and stuff, because you want it to be airy enough that it will dry quite quickly, and yet have kind of ridges on it so that it cleans. I think it's perfect, but that's just my opinion. Okay, we come to the end, and we're going to do a double crochet back. So we're going to do 3, 1, 2, 3 chain, reverse, not into the very first one because the 3 chain constitutes a double crochet. So over into the second. We go 2 and 2 again. Probably why it's called double. How about that, eh? Once you can do this, a single and a double, you can put on as many stitches as you want, just as many chains as you want. Just keep track of how many you're doing so that you don't, you make the right number of rows each time. But you can do scarves, you can do blankets, you can do shawls, do anything. And it's not a bad idea when you're first learning to do something that's relatively straightforward like this, like dishcloths or whatever, until you get your tension right and you feel confident about it. And then, hopefully this COVID thing will be over and we can be back at the community center and go on to bigger and better things. Because you can do sweaters, you can do all kinds of stuff. This way is just this idea is just getting you used to doing it, to the feel of it, and to learn a couple of stitches. The reading of the patterns and stuff, sometimes you need a little bit of help with that, and that's okay too. We can do that later. And when we come into the end, we have to put it into the chain there because that was our first stitch here, remember? So you can't forget. Sometimes when you're first starting, you'll stop short and you'll end up that your rows are doing one of these. But that's okay, you can just tear it back and do it again. Okay, so that's single crochet and 2 rows of single and 2 rows of double. Okay? You can see the double is much more open and gets you going in twice the time. There we go. It's good enough for now. What do you think? Not too shabby. And that's big enough. That was 20 chain and then 21 because it was 1 for the turn. So that is big enough to make a dishcloth. Okay, in this relatively heavy wool and with a number 6 hook. You could have a thing of beauty going there. Okay, thank you very much. Enjoy.